Hello and welcome to this week's Pick a Card Tarot reading. Today we're going to be looking into what's next or what's in store for you. I have three piles that to choose from. The first pile is going to be the Druzy Flower Agate Crystal Tower. Let's see if it will focus. That's group number one. Group number two is going to be the colorful Ocean Jasper freeform. And then group number three is going to be the black Obsidian. And if you still need some time, feel free to pause the video, take a deep breath, and see which pile you are drawn to. I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile number one. Alright, so those of you who chose pile number one, the Druzy Flower Agate Tower, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. And I do see you guys coming out very similar to how this tower is built. It's very beautiful on the outside, but it's even more beautiful on the inside. In order to see that beauty, it does have to be cracked open. So I want to say, for some of you guys, you may already be at this point, and for others of you, you may be working up the courage to get to this point, but either way you're going to end up in the same spot of transformation. But what we're looking at here is I see a very difficult decision either being made or about to be made, and it's in regard to another person. And I feel like this is a type of situation where you guys are finally choosing yourselves over somebody else. And an example of this is like having a trauma bond with somebody, and it's really hard to break away from somebody that you have a trauma bond with. But it's like when you are with this person, you don't feel like yourself, but you feel like you're in the wrong place or out of place. Like it doesn't feel in alignment with you. And I feel like this is, this is something that you guys know. But I think that it's taken a long time for you guys to get to this point, to finally make a decision and choose you first. So for some of you, like I said, like you may be working up the courage to, I want to say, separate from this person, but this more feels like your commitment to yourself is being tested. Like the door is still a little bit open. It's still cracked open to this person, and I feel like this person may be trying to get your attention or get through the door and try to reach out to you or try to get a reaction out of you, is the biggest thing. And I see you guys standing strong in your power, though. It's very, I see it being a struggle. Like I see it being very hard to not engage with this person, and this could be in a form of like stonewalling a narcissist type of situation. I see you guys coming out victorious, which essentially is you guys getting through that hard part of wanting to reach out, wanting to respond, wanting to react, but really holding it together. And it's not easy, but I see you guys doing this. And because of this, I see a transformation happening within you. Because it feels like a sense of relief, being able to feel like finally I've grown, or finally I was strong, or I'm strong enough to not break this commitment to myself that I no longer want to have contact with this person. and this could be anybody. This could be like at work, at like your family, but this does feel more of like a relationship type of situation, because there are so many, there's there's a lot of emotions involved here, and there's a lot of hurt, a lot of anger, a lot of passion. There's a lot here. It runs pretty deep. Um, and I see over here this a time for healing. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community, and I do feel like you're going to have this open space for new people to come into your life that are either going through similar situations that you are, or at a very similar place in life that you are. But it feels like a sense of community and like-minded people being around you, and you finally being able to fully express yourself and fully hear other people in order to help you through your healing journey, because there is a lot of healing that needs to happen here. I do feel like you guys have gone through a lot. Um, and it's important to put this emphasis on the fact that I'm trying to think of the right way to put this. There's a need to like emphasize that you're not, I want to say broken, but it's like I feel like I'm seeing you guys like look in the mirror and looking at your reflection and feeling like you've lost your spark, and you feel kind of dull, and you you don't feel like you're full, like you look like you're full of life, like you feel like you look drained. And that may result in you believing that this is just who you are now, because you've gone through so much with a very toxic person. And I think you are aware that you're going to be um, getting to know the new version of yourself, but you may be under the impression that this is who you are now, and that's just what it is. And I want to emphasize that there is this inner spark that is going to reignite brighter than you have ever experienced before, because now you have separated from this person, and everything that you have gone through with this person, you've built so much strength and resilience internally that you may not realize how much growth has taken place. And because of that, and because of the wisdom that has come from all of this, you're going to, once that spark reignites and you feel that spark reignite, you're going to have a lot to share with other people, or teach other people, or connect with other people on a very deep level that you haven't been able to before. And this is something very valuable for you, because again, like I feel like a lot of you feel like you've been robbed, however many years you've been with this person. But I'm not seeing it like that, though it feels like that, and I want to validate it. If you are feeling like that, I want to validate that, but that is not the case here, because if you didn't go through everything that you've been through with this person, you wouldn't be at the place that you're at, or you wouldn't have reached this growth that you now have, but have yet to discover. Like you still have a lot to discover within yourself. There's a lot of deep digging that you have to do. But I think you guys will be very surprised, and happy with who you are and what you carry, and the fact that you kind of will use this situation, this hurt, this pain, this heartbreak, to empower you. Therefore, empower the people around you. Um, and you are going to be led in the right direction, because again, being with this person, it does feel like running into dead end after dead end after dead end. And I feel like that is finally coming to a close, and you're going to start to see like this forward movement um, within. This is like your personal journey and your journey like with your community. I do feel like where you're living or where you're working, this is going to stay the same, but there's going to be a very big like spiritual awakening type of situation, you know, spiritual transformation that's going to take place because of this. And I really want to encourage you guys to keep pushing forward. Know that you've made the right decision, and even though it feels hard, or if it hasn't yet, expect it to feel very hard emotionally, but you are stronger than those emotions. Remind yourself that those emotions are temporary, and you will be able to come out on the other end of it. And whatever passions and desires you have for who you envision yourself to be is something that you will be working towards, and this will unfold for you very quickly. You've done a lot more work than you realize. Um, and that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number one. I hope that it resonated. If it did, leave a comment down below. Let me know how it resonated. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started with pile number two. All right, pile number two. For those of you who chose the ocean jasper freeform, we're gonna go ahead and get started with your reading for what's next. For your guys' reading, I want to start off by saying the overall message feels like what's next for you is balance and a release. And I feel like this is sort of, if you haven't reached this point yet, expect this to happen soon, where you guys finally reach like an aha moment, of feeling like there's this. I feel like you guys were out of alignment. And the reason why that you were out of alignment is because you were holding on to things very tightly, that no longer served you. But I feel like unknowingly you were causing harm to yourself, because the things that you were holding on to didn't fit through the door that you're trying to walk through. And even though you love these things, whether it's materialistic things, a job, a person, um, an apartment, like wherever you're at in life, it's these things that you're holding on to. They're not serving you anymore. It's like you have outgrown it, and I feel like there is a vision, a clear vision that you have of like where you want to be, or where you want to go. And you're like, but why can't I get through this door? Like, what am I doing wrong? But again, like this aha moment is coming up of like, oh, like that's all I had to do. Just like release that person, or let go of these things that, that are just holding weight. They're not adding to my potential, or they're not really beneficial for me. It's just, it's either hard to let go of, or something that you maybe never even considered letting go of because you were so comfortable with this person or with where you're at. And it's like, I get it now. I see you coming into alignment with yourself. There's like, again, like this release, that causes this domino effect, and creates this balance with your thoughts and your emotions and your actions, and to make them align with where you want to be. This release also could be a release of old belief systems that you had, that maybe you didn't even recognize that you had, or you didn't recognize that it was causing you harm. And like this, another example could be like you watching a video of somebody talking, and like it's just a sentence that they say that gives you that like, oh my god, that's what I need to do. And then boom, you start acting accordingly. And I do see that this aha moment does push you very quickly past all of these setbacks that you've been experiencing. um, I see you like putting in a lot of work and not seeing any results, um, mentally, physically, or emotionally, or emotionally. But I see that these are going to dissolve fairly quickly after you have this aha moment. And it does feel like a very powerful one too, and a very spiritual one, because whatever this is, it pushes you back into alignment like very quickly, and you're you feel reconnected with yourself. And I feel like maybe for a while you felt very disconnected and just not understanding why, but you will get here. Over here, down here for the oracle cards, we have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. And I feel like this is um, going to be the next step of this aha moment. I feel like it's going to make you kind of sit down, or it's important for you to sit down and evaluate like what's around me, what's affecting me, what can I let go of. Whether, like I said, like whether it's a job, a person, or even like an old pair of shoes that's getting dusty in the closet, that it's like I'm never going to wear them, and I need to let these things go in order to open up space for what I want to attract into my life. We have surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. And I feel like you will have the opportunity to take a pause and enjoy this sense of being back in tune with yourself and your spiritual connection. And it almost feels like looking around and looking with like a fresh set of eyes and a new perspective. It feels like life gets easier after this aha moment. It's like relief, and like that the weight lifted off of your shoulders. We have trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I don't feel any fear coming from this card though. I feel more of a stillness, but not stagnancy, but a stillness, like you being able to exist in the moment, and like a heavy emphasis on being able to like appreciate yourself, or appreciate what's around you, or the opportunities that you have for you. But it seems like serenity. And I do think that you guys will take your time with enjoying being in alignment with yourself, because it, again, like it's been a very long time since you have felt this feeling. And you've worked hard to get here, but I feel like there was just like a little tweak that had to happen before you finally, jumped back into this like, flow state. um, but this wave is going to carry you into that energy. Again, so we have adjustments are required, a fiery climax approaches, and surrender to the divine. And I do feel like this is divine timing too. um, and you may feel like, how could I not have realized this before? Like again, it seems like a very small thing, but it makes a huge difference. um, but it is divine timing. um, and so it will happen when you're ready, when the time is right, when the universe gives you the green light. It will come to you, and it's not going to be like a passing by, oh yeah, that makes sense, aha moment. You're gonna like really feel it, like from your head to your toes, like, oh my god, this understanding, or this message, whatever this is, can transform the outcome of your life completely, a whole 360. Um, and I feel like you guys are really missing this and really needing this. again, adjustments are required. It's just speaking to that little piece of information that you need to have this breakthrough. And you guys may benefit from um, like journaling or meditating. There's a need for you to take some time to yourself. Maybe you're very busy with like kids or work or whatever the case may be, and you may not have a whole lot of time to connect with yourself. And that also could be one of the reasons why it's taken you a while to get to this point. And again, it's supposed to happen um, the way that it is, and it's supposed to take this long, for you to get to this point. But um, I feel like, yeah, you guys have been very caught up in everything else but yourself. So sitting with yourself in a quiet space where you can just focus um, will help push you to this breakthrough faster. And that's what I have for you guys, pound number 2. I hope that this resonated. If it did, leave a comment down below. Let me know how it did resonate. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile number 3. Alright, so those of you who chose pile number 3, the black obsidian crystal, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. And this reading is pretty straightforward, to the point. So what's next for you guys? Right now, I see you guys in a really dark place, feeling very alone, and it feels like that feeling, may come with a lot of stress and anxiety, but definitely a feeling of loneliness and not feeling very comfortable with that feeling. And what's coming next for you is a release from codependency, because I feel like maybe throughout your life this could be like a pattern in relationships, with friendships, something like that, but it's definitely with your connection to other people. This has been a cycle that you have been stuck in, and I feel like for an example of this would be like when you get into a relationship with somebody, you completely losing the connection to yourself because you're very codependent on the other person, and you kind of transform into, or almost like take on their personality, or try to like adapt yourself to be more similar to that person and like what they like, and all of those things. And it is coming from a genuine place, but it is doing a lot of damage to yourself, because when and if there is a separation, you feel like you've hit rock bottom, because it's like, and maybe you may be the type of person that prioritizes your like one person, or like your relationship over friends, over family. So you are really feeling alone when those separations occur, which more than likely is what you're going through right now. And this is a character upgrade, because I see you guys, being forced to be in this place by yourself, and it's, not feeling comfy. And the thing is, I don't see anybody coming to save you, but this is a good thing for you, because you're going to be forced to look within to find some sort of comfort from this very like uncomfortable, it's a very deep and heavy feeling. And it's gonna reach a point where you're like, I cannot keep going like this. And that is the breakthrough, because that is where you start to look within, again, like I said, for that comfort. And this is where the self-love journey starts. And you very well could have like a wound around self-esteem, or confidence or anything that has to do with how you perceive yourself, and even possibly like how you're perceived by others. But I see this connection that you have to yourself strengthening, where you're building a very solid foundation. So when you do enter in your next relationship, or you do meet your people in your community, like people that are like-minded, you're going to feel secure within yourself. Whether they're around or not, you still feel good because you have a strong and solid connection to yourself that you've built. And this does take a lot of time, and it's hard work, and it's really hard to get to this point, but this is where you're going. And I feel like you may feel very lost, and like life maybe has no meaning, or you just feel very unseen, like unnoticed. And this could also be some sort of like childhood wound of like emotional neglect, and putting your needs to the side, to cater to other people, which may very well be why you operate the way that you do. But this is healing that wound. So we have down here, call, soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. And again, I do feel like you're gonna be forced to step up, because you're not gonna be able to like bear to live with this feeling any longer. You're kind of gonna be forced to like do something about what it is that you're feeling. We have jump in, adventure, say yes to change, portal, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. And you will feel very rewarded once you make it past this mountain that you're feeling like you're at the bottom of. It will be very rewarding to like explore this new side of you, and it does come with like this inner child awakening, and with a very strong passion and curiosity for like, wait, who am I, and why am I passionate about these things? And actually, I'm really good at that, and I didn't even know that. Like, let me explore deeper into what this is within me. And you're going to develop this very deep love and appreciation for who you are as a person, which then, goes hand in hand with your purpose and what you're meant to do and who you're meant to be. And again, like this deeper understanding of who you are, and you haven't explored this side of yourself. So this is going to be you entering a very exciting new chapter in your life. We have worked through your fears, and you and your loved ones are safe. And this is just a confirmation from Spirit that you're not going to be alone forever. And there are a lot of things about you that are very lovable and valuable. But in order for those things to be appreciated, it's important for you to discover it first, instead of hoping that people will love you enough to discover it for you. Because that does do damage to you, because if you do separate from these people, it feels like they take that with them. But when you discover it within yourself, it's something that people cannot take from you. And this will help you improve, again, your self-esteem, your confidence, how secure you feel within your foundation, all of these things. And it's very important for you to be going through what you're going through to get to this point. And that's what I have for you guys. Pound number 3. I hope that it resonated with your situation. If it did, leave a comment down below. Let me know how it did resonate. And I hope to see you guys in my next video.